Hey, hey, it's Berta J. Thanks for coming back into my kitchen with me today. I want to share with you some things that you can do to replace regular white bleached sugar, the common sugar that's out there, table sugar they call it. Now the reason I changed from white sugar to all these different sweeteners that I'm going to share with you is because I have a tendency to fall asleep right after I eat something that has white sugar in it, because it's like it's been bleached, so a chemical's been applied to it, and my body reacts to that. I didn't really quite understand it at first until I started using some of these, and it didn't happen. Yes, they are high in sugar, but it's a natural sugar, mostly fructose, in a lot of the fruit that you'll see that I'll share with you. But anyway, that's what I want to do. I want to share with you some of the things you can do to substitute, have another option that you can use instead of just using white table sugar. The first one I wanted to talk to you about is dried fruit. Now, all of these are dried fruits. There are many of them out there. These are just the three that I'm going to share with you today. These are Medjool Dates. There's another date, long and skinnier than this, but this is kind of plump. And it's called a Medjool Date. The other is a Deglet. They both have pits. And what you do is you split it down the middle like I've done with this one. And here's the pit. And you take that out. And they're really, really, really sweet. You can eat them just like this. Make a dessert out of it by putting nuts on the inside and eating it. Or you can just make a puree out of it and put it in whatever it is that you are baking or cooking. Then these are apricots, dried apricots. You can do the same with that. These are raisins. You know about raisins. Raisins go great with everything and with so many different things, especially in your baked goods. You name it, a muffin, a scone, different kinds of breads. Raisins are great in there. You can also make a puree, like I said with the dates. You can make a puree out of raisins, and also prunes. Add some water, puree it down in your blender, and then scoop out that and use it in your oatmeal, in your brown rice, anything that you want to have sweetened. You can use. Now I want to move on to these other sugars. They're sweeteners. These sweeteners, they're dry. So anytime you might see a recipe that calls for a dry sweetener, many times they use that in vegan cooking or vegetarian cooking. You can use one of these. There are lots of others. The first one I want to talk to you about is xylitol. Now this is made from the birch tree and other hardwood trees. I don't know how it's done, but it's granular. This is a dry one, like I said. And it's white, looks like that. Reminds you of sugar, and it is sweet. It's very good. This is pretty empty, and I use this one a lot. The sweetness of it is very mild. It's not intense. It's not like table sugar, and it's definitely not like some of the others that I'll share with you as well. This one is also one of my favorites, but this is a maple sugar, and it's made from maple syrup, and that's all they did was dehydrate it, and it's granular, it's dry, but it's very, 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 very sweet, and it tastes like maple syrup. And it is as intense as maple syrup is, but it will sweeten very, very well. This one I found at Walmart, and it's called pure cane sugar, and I call it evaporated cane juice because they just take the sugar cane, and they juice it and dehydrate the juice, and they come up with this. If you can see it, it's not white, so it hasn't been bleached. So the natural color, sort of a beige, is going to be how that evaporated cane juice is going to look, or the pure cane sugar. This is the coconut palm sugar. It's dark. It is, I would say, like brown sugar taste, like a dark brown sugar taste. It is a little intense. You can see that, but it too is granular. So any dry sugar that you have to replace, dry sweetener in your recipe, would be one of these four. Okay, so put those over here. A lot of people know about agave. It's very, very sweet. I think it's much sweeter than regular sugar, so you don't need as much, and I think that agave and honey, they taste different, but the intensity of the sweetness is about the same. Okay, so you could try that. This one's really thick and nice. I really like this one. It's wildflower, and so you could use either one of those. Molasses is very, I don't know how to, it's molassesy. It tastes like molasses. I don't know how to tell you how it tastes. If you've never tried molasses, is an intense taste. You have to like it in order to use it and enjoy what you've cooked. Usually use it in baking. I don't really use it in like just regular cooking. Wouldn't put it in anything else except baking things. And then there's another one that I just found, and I can put a link to this so you can read more about it. It's called, I think I'm pronouncing it right, it's called Yakin Syrup. And it tastes a lot like this, milder, but it tastes to me, it tastes just like molasses. One of my favorites, maple syrup. This one I don't use a lot, but it is a good taste, and that is brown rice syrup. Brown rice syrup is probably the lightest in sweetness, the most delicate of all the sweetnesses to me, even than this one. You can taste the sweetness there, but it's not very heavy. And it doesn't taste like rice. If you're wondering if it tastes like rice, it doesn't taste like rice, but it's an acquired taste. Try a small container of it and see what you think of it. This is really the last one that I have. I use all fruit jelly. Jelly that has been sweetened with only fruit and no sugar. Polaner, I'm giving you this one because Polaner is one of the ones that have it. There's another one, there's several others. You can look in your regular grocery store, and a lot of times they'll call it all fruit, but look at the label, read your labels and see what the ingredients say. If it says sugar, then it's white sugar. But as you read along, you'll see that it's fruit juice and pureed fruit. What you'll find out it is a milder sweetness. It is sweet, can be very intense with whatever the fruit is that's in it, but I use this a lot. And the thing that I want to tell you about all fruit jelly, one of the things you can use it for is you can water it down. You can put it in a saucepan and put some water in it, and you can make a syrup out of it. You just stir it up, because the pectin that's in it, pectin will make it congeal, turns it into a jelly. It's still there, but when you put water in it, it loosens up. The mixture will loosen up, and you can just pour it over pancakes, biscuits if you want to. But these are all the things that I use instead of using white sugar. And when I use these, I don't fall asleep. It's something in the body that can process these, even though they may be high in sugar. The sugar content may be high. If you're looking for calories, make sure you check the label to see how much you would want to use. But it's a whole food. It's more of a whole food than white sugar. So I would encourage you to try some of these substitutes and see what you think of them and if you like them. And experiment. Don't just try one and say, oh, forget it, I'll go back to white sugar. Try a couple of them and, play around with the taste, see which ones you like. But I encourage you to give some of these a try, and you may find out that you have found your best substitute for white sugar. Okay? I'm so glad that you joined me today, and I really pray that this information is helpful for you. And let me know. Leave me a message down below. Or if there's something else that you found that you could share with others by using it by writing it in a comment. I'd appreciate that as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.